North Koreans think you're poor. Not them, you. The guy in Pyongyang staring at a fancy shelf that only sells pictures of food, he thinks you're living in poverty. He thinks you're suffering under capitalism. He thinks your life is worse than his. In 2024, the average North Korean makes about $1,200 a year. That's less than what you spent on DoorDash last month. And yet somehow they think we're the ones struggling. So how is that possible? How do you convince 25 million people that having electricity for 2 hours a day is normal and everyone else is the problem? So why can't 25 million people realize they're living in what's basically a nationwide escape room where the price is living? Well, it turns out when you control literally everything someone sees, hears, and thinks about for their entire life, you can convince them that having electricity for 2 hours a day is a luxury. First, let's talk about how North Korea controls information because they've basically speedrun every dystopian novel ever written and somehow made it worse. North Korea is not just isolated. It's so isolated that when people say Hermit Kingdom, actual hermits get offended by the comparison. Actual hermits living in caves have better Wi-Fi than North Koreans. I mean, it's not like it's free in the US, but at least we can go to Starbucks, McDonald's, and get some Wi-Fi from those guys. But the only website they can access are about 30 government-approved sites, and most of them are just pictures of Kim Jong-un looking at things. Kim Jong-un looking at a factory, Kim Jong-un looking at a farm, Kim Jong-un looking at a different factory, Kim Jong-un looking at a dog. Wait. Do they have dogs? It's like someone's dad discovered a camera and decided to make it everyone's problem. But here's where it gets interesting. Most North Koreans don't even have computers. About 99% of the population has never sent an email. They are not poor because they cannot afford internet. They are poor because the internet is illegal. Television, state control. 3 channels, all broadcasting the same thing. Propaganda about how great North Korea is and how terrible everywhere else is. Radio, same deal. Newspaper, you guessed it. And before you think, well, they could just use their phones, let me stop you right there, buddy. North Korean phones are like phones from 2005. Except they can only call all their North Korean phones, but they're monitored 24/7, and if you say the wrong thing, you and 3 generations of your family disappear. The government even controls what movies people can watch. No Stranger Things, no Netflix, no BTS, just propaganda films about how Kim Jong-un is basically an Olympus god mixed with Superman, but better at golf. Speaking of golf, North Korean media claims Kim Jong-un, the previous dictator, played 18 holes and got 11 holes on his first try. That's not even how golf works. But when you've never seen actual golf, never seen the internet, and the only news you ever consume is state propaganda telling you that Kim Jong-un was basically a demigod who invented the hamburger, guess what? Do you believe it? Now you might be thinking, okay, but surely they notice you are struggling, right? Like, they must realize something is wrong, and here's the thing. You only know you're poor if you have something to compare to. Imagine you live your entire life in a room with no windows, no doors, and the only food you ever eaten is plain rice. You don't think, man, I wish I had a burger. You don't even know burgers exist. You just think, oh god, rice again? This is my favorite. That's basically North Korea. The average North Korean has never left their village. Travel between cities require government permission, which is almost impossible to get unless you're in the military or the elite class. So if everyone in your village is equally broke and you've never seen anyone who is not broke, you don't think we're all poor. You think, oh, this is how life is. It's like if you were born colorblind and everyone around you was also colorblind, you wouldn't think I'm missing out on colors. Just think, yeah, colors aren't real. That's what the government says. Makes sense to me. Now, South Korea is literally right there. Same peninsula, same people, they even speak the same language. But at night, if you look at a satellite image, South Korea is lit up like a Christmas tree on cocaine, and North Korea is just black. Completely dark. The North Korea government tells people that South Korea is suffering under American imperialism and everyone there is starving and miserable. Hence, his North Koreans cannot just get on Reddit and ask people, is South Korea actually nice? They just freaking believe it. So yeah, some people do know, especially near the Chinese border, with smuggling is more common. But here's the key here. If you get caught with a USB drive containing foreign media, you go to a prison camp. Not a regular prison, a camp where you did forced labor until you die. So even if you know you're poor, even if you've seen the outside world, you can't do anything about it. You can't leave, you can't protest, you can't talk about it. So do North Koreans know they're poor? Some do, most don't. But here's where it really matters. The ones who don't know, they genuinely believe we are the ones suffering. They think you're trapped in a capitalist hellscape where you work yourself to death for nothing. They think Americans are starving while their billionaires get richer. They think you're the one being lied to by your government, which, to be honest, I mean, North Koreans are not wrong on this one. We sometimes get lied to. And honestly, when you look at $25.3 and your health insurance situation, they are not entirely wrong. The difference is you're allowed to know it. You can Google or hop on Reddit, why is everything so expensive? You can watch videos about wealth inequality. You can complain on Twitter or X about your landlord. They can't. They're in a prison that tells them they're free and everyone else is locked up. We're in a system that is far from perfect, but at least we're allowed to see it. So yeah, do North Koreans know they're poor? Most don't, but they're certain that you are.